Hello everybody, welcome back to another video today on the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the very first IndyCar diecast. Now if you've been familiar with this channel, I've mostly reviewed, NASCAR diecast and such stuff. Mostly NASCAR diecast. That's the only thing I've reviewed, in fact. But this time I decided to make an exception or do something a little bit different and give green lights and praise because I don't collect enough of their diecast, which is pretty hard to believe. Even though I praise them so much. This is only the second one that I got, alongside, the Jimmy Johnson Carvana 2021 diecast. But if you've been keeping up with the community tab, you know which diecast this is. I bought this, like I said, about a week ago, and it came in on the 9th of June just recently, and I'm so thankful to have it. It looks so good. This diecast, in my honest opinion, is very underrated, because there's only one review of this car on the internet, on YouTube, in fact. So yeah, with that in mind, let's take a look at Devlin DeFrancesco's 2022 PowerTap Hydrogen number 29 Andretti Autosport Honda CR-V Hybrid Racer. Now take a look at this. This is awesome. This is a really cool diecast. And yeah, let's get into the details of the boxes. You got green light collectibles right there. I like that logo. You got the IndyCar logo right there. Looks really sharp. You got the card, which we'll get there to in a minute. And you got the diecast. You got number 29 Devlin DeFrancesco. You got IndyCar on both sides, and as you can see, it's 14 plus because this car is full metal chassis and there's rubber tires on the vehicle. So it's not a toy car, quote unquote toy car, as you would see in the NASCAR Fentix, which we'll get to that Stenhouse diecast very shortly, hopefully tomorrow. But it says the 164 contains one diecast vehicle, one trading card, and that's how it should be, NASCAR Fentix, not the cheap sticker stuff. It should be always carrying along with a card. But if you take it more like if you look closely more at the box, you can see detail to it. You can see like lines in the background in the black and then in the yellow. But what I love the most is how the yellow starts from like down. Whoops, that was by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. Not everyone's perfect, but what I mean is like it starts from like down here, then it goes across and then goes up. That looks really cool. So yeah. Not everyone's perfect. Keep that in mind. I'm just excited to review this car. I'm sure at least once when you've reviewed a diecast, you've done that. So yeah, with that being said, let's get this diecast out of the box. Alright guys, we're back. Here's the card right here if you want to see it. And there's, the remaining of the packaging. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep it. But here's then the diecast. Wow. Man, take a look at that. Wow. That is some cool detail, man. Wow. Before we get to that, we're going to take a look at the card, as I just want to keep the car in one place. I did make some notes about IndyCar, so about the features, so Don't like, if you're watching this, if I make a mistake, correct me in the comments, but I'm not as known as IndyCar as, stock cars, NASCAR, so at least give me a grain of salt. But you got the card right here, you got NTT IndyCar Series, you got the logo right there, you got number 29, you got the Canadian flag. Because, fun fact, I'm actually from Canada, if you did not know that, and so is Devlin DeFrancesco, as you can see his name right there. And then there's, this is what I like about green lights cards. They put time, sure, on the race to win cars for NASCAR Fentix, for Lionel. They put stuff, but for every car they do this. So you got number 29 right there, birthday, January 17th, 2000, hometown, Toronto, Canada, which is Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Resident, he's in Miami, Florida right now. And it says, you got more of the lines back here, which is really cool. Making his debut season in the NTT IndyCar Series with Andretti. Sten Baron Autosport piloting the number 29 PowerTap Honda is Devlin DeFrancesco. He competed in the Indy Pro 2000 championship in 2020, where DeFrancesco finished second and received the Rookie of the Year award. He then went on to compete in Indy Lights, presented by Cooper Tires for the 2021 season with Andretti. Sten Baron Autosport. Earlier on in his career, DeFrancesco won championship titles, including the Canadian National Karting and Spanish Formula Free Championship, and finished third in the CIK FIA-KF Junior Championship, Euro Formula Open Championship. His first race was in 2006 at 6 years old, and he also moved to Europe at the age of 12 to race. Which, if you look up him on Google, he says he's part he's part Italian, or not part time, but you get what I mean. Like, he lived in Italy, so Canadian Italian, if you get what I mean. Away from the track, DeFrancesco enjoys wakeboarding, esports racing, and cycling, which he recently took up as a new hobby. So this was his rookie season, driving for Andretti Autosport. Then you got, so what does that say down there? Yeah, you got the Andretti Autosport logo. You got SR, and then you got NTT IndyCar Series once again. So yeah, there's basically your stats or your facts about Devlin DeFrancesco. So before we get into the review, how's everyone like the new setup? I just used the Juan Pablo Montoya as for an example. So we're gonna move this a little bit closer, and as you can see, man, this car looks really cool. As you can see, it's metal chassis. It has rubber tires, which looks really cool. So yeah, let's get on to sponsorships. We got, as we're gonna zoom it in, you got on the front end suspension, alongside the front end axles, you got Admo Fiber, PowerTap again. You got Capstone, and you got number 29 right there. As we're gonna zoom it back a little bit, you got number 29. You got the IndyCar logo again, I believe, right there. You got Honda. I can't hardly see those logos. You got Auto Nation down there. I'm trying to see, guys. Hold on. Yeah, I can't read those logos. Those are too small. I think you got the Honda logo down there. Here's some bigger logos. You got Jones, Soda, CO. Once again, I have no idea what these sponsors are, and you got the in front of the the front end wings, looks really sharp. I love how there's some yellow, there's neon yellow, some black and some red right there. Looks really sharp. You go right here. What does those logos say right there? If you can see them. I can't quite read those. Those are kind of too tiny. You got, I have no idea what those logos say. Once again, they're too tiny. I'm sorry. But then up here on the arrow screen, you got the IndyCar series, Honda, Climo, I think that's what it says. Have no idea what that says. Sorry, guys. Rukima. Jones, you got Jones again. There you go. You got Admo, Automo, Pfizer. You got number 29 up here with the camera, which is also I'm pulling up the notes on my tablet. The weight jacker on top of the car to adjust the weight of how fast they're going from left to right or right to left. And it allows the drivers to make some adjustments. You got Firestone right here. Very, very sharp. Again, Firestone right there. You got PowerTap Hydrogen. I originally thought PowerTap was, like a sports drink, because this car comes across as that with like the neon yellow. But in fact, I'm gonna look it up on Google just for a second. PowerTap Hydrogen. That's not what I wanted, Google. It says our tap hydrogen. Really? That's not what I wanted. Let's try it again. PowerTap Hydrogen. There you go. It's making hydrogen energy a reality. So basically, it's as I'm gonna pull it up. It's basically this right here. So that's what that stuff is. But yeah. You got the floorboard down here to help, the drivers get into the cockpit of the car. And I noticed that, I know it's a 164, as you can see from the driver view. It looks really cool, but like with the steering wheel, if I'm not mistaken, compared to the real car, the steering wheel is supposed to be like a rectangle with some lights. But once again, it's a 164, but I digress. It still looks nice though. I still prefer, the round wheel than the rectangle wheel. I just find it like that. So I love how there's some more red over here. The black tires and the black undercarriage looks really cool, like the floor and stuff. And you got right here some more black, which leads up to more sponsors right here. As I'm gonna, if I can see what they're saying, man. Well, I'm gonna look up an actual picture of the car. Once again, I'm sorry, this review is not perfect. Also, this is excitement. So, alright, here's a good image. Let's see what these logos really say. Okay, so I'm going to use this image. Or, hold on, I'm sorry guys. But anyways, okay. Here's a better one. Much better. Better quality. You got, I have no idea what those logos say down there, but you got Simply Mac. I never heard that company before. You got Strut Boys. What? I have never heard of these companies before. You got Firestone again. You got powered by Honda, Jones, Soda. You got NEFT. You got the S. You got Capstone. I have no idea what the other logo says. And then right here, under here has, they have IndyCars have strakes, barge boards, and holes to help on the speed, get the car flowing up underneath the vehicle, if you get what I mean. So that's some good stuff. And you got the engine right there, looks really, really sharp. And you also got on the central bulb between the cockpit and the fuel tank is the mono soak housing between it, which means which means everything else between it's bolted to this, including the the nose cone. the front suspension of the car, the radiators, and of course, like I said, the engine. So looks really, really sharp. And they go back here, and I have no, what does those logos say? I'm gonna pull back up the image. I know I'm not perfect. It's not a perfect review, but I just keep this in mind. I'm trying my best, alright? I didn't think reviewing this IndyCar would be this difficult. They're much more tinier than the NASCAR diecast. But the only reason why I'm like saying all the sponsors because this car is, you know, buttloaded with sponsors on the vehicle. And that's what I like to see. You got some of the same logos that you saw from the other part of the car. Alright, here you go. Yeah, I have no idea what those logos say. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, unfortunately. And you got Capstone. What does that say? Green Energy. And you got back here. You got number 29. And you got right back here. Has, you know, it has red lights for rain races and basically I'm trying to pull it up. It's basically yeah, it's basically that pretty much. For the rain races, which that's a really cool detail to the car. If you want to see the undercarriage, you can see that. It looks really, really sharp. Green light 2022, made in China. The barcode is 1262214 M, not M, 562M. Got 1585, and you got L137. Looks really, really sharp. And there's the review. Now let's go over some other facts about, you know, IndyCar. I'm just going to pull up a NASCAR diecast. I just want to see how tiny it is in comparison. So here's Noah Gregson's car. The Wendy's car, and as you can see, there's a total difference right here. Wendy's, like, the Wendy's car, you can actually see the logos a lot easier. This one has like a lot of tiny logos, but once again, the quality looks pretty damn good. I love, you know, the rubber tires. So let's just say if I had to put the Gregson car right here, it would be doing that. But this car stays still, so I applaud Greenlight for being able to still use, the rubber tires and metal chassis in the comedy we live in, unfortunately. But that's what I appreciate. So let's go over some facts about IndyCar. So the cars, they have open cockpits, this exceptionally aerodynamic design and high performance Firestone Firehawk tires. Innovation for the car, performance and advanced technology was put into the car as well. It was designed and built into the tires. So, and also another one is the IndyCar drivetrains are currently rear mid engine with rear wheel drive layout. Of course, you got the rear end suspension. The IndyCar bodies are made out of carbon fiber and aluminum. The chassis IndyCar uses, or the chassis IndyCar uses is the IndyCar safety cell. The teams, all kinds of different teams from Honda and Chevy and even McLaren, they they use different engines and chassis. They got side views, as you can see. They got side pods beside the rear engine, like I previously mentioned. There's no power steering in IndyCar and the wheel, but the lights on the wheel consist rows of lights based on RPM to indicate shift points for a driver. If there's a caution or problem on the track, there's a track feed that goes to the car, like a antenna or like a button being pressed, and automatically turns on the lights and flashes them to the driver. IndyCar uses pneumatic annexation for the shifting and clutch, which also is for how they drive the car. So alongside transmissions and gearboxes, clutches are only needed for launching the car from a standstill position. And you got IndyCar uses E85 fuel, which is 85% ethanol, and a tank that holds 8.5 gallons. And finally, IndyCar has an anti-roll bar. And Honda, believe it or not, they call the Honda CR-V, as you can see here, they call it an IndyCar wolf in clothing. So that's pretty interesting. So here's the other IndyCar diecast that I got, but I'm gonna keep it inside the box. It's this car right here, Jimmie Johnson's 2021 Carvana box. As you can see, big difference in the box design within a year. I'm keeping that one in the box because I know it's gonna get rare because it's Jimmie Johnson. I would not get rare, but yeah, that's basically your review right there. I'm sorry if it was not perfect. Those logos are tinier than I thought they were. I thought it'd be just like, NASCAR diecast that I'm so used to, but as time progresses, I'll get used to it as I collect more diecast and such stuff. I'll even pull up another diecast. Let's pull up Stenhouse. As you can see, you can see all those logos on it. But don't get me wrong, this car still looks really nice. Really glad to have it. I just wish the logos were a bit bigger. But without a doubt, still looks really nice. And just, oh, the Stenhouse car looks sweet. So, yeah, that's basically your diecast review, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, comment down below what you think about this car. And I'll see you next time, y'all. Peace out.